one.
What about chocolate-covered ants?
I have actually had chocolate-covered ants.
Now, wait a minute. You just said you would never eat bugs, but you've already had ants. Aren't they considered a bug?
That's true. You're absolutely right.
Okay, just checking, because you're making me wonder about how much credibility you have anymore. I mean, we're talking about monkey brains here, and now you've thrown me into a tailspin about the bugs. I'll not eat bugs, but that you've already had bugs.
Yes,
but you turned your nose up at monkey brains after the thing was sacrificed before your very plate.
Yes, I certainly did, and I'm not sure that I wouldn't still turn my nose up, particularly after watching the gruesome sight of removing the brains from the live monkey right there at the table. That is not particularly an appetizing event. It's not something that you think,
what if they put a blindfold over the monkey's eyes so you didn't have to look him in the eyes when they did it?
I don't think that would help me a whole lot. I would rather they...
Was he screaming and yelling while they were,
He made a little noise, but that stopped as soon as the meat cleaver went through his skull. Then that pretty well ended the noise.
Well, what if they gagged him for the next time you go over for dessert?
I would rather, in fact, if I'm going to eat monkey brains, that they prepare it in the kitchen and bring the bowl out to me without me observing the demise of an otherwise innocent monkey.
Well, how can you say it's innocent? How do you know that this wasn't a bad monkey?
Well, you make a good point. It could be a monkey that had been incarcerated for a life of crime.
I mean, think about what monkeys do. They're terrible. I mean, did you see the movie Jumanji with Robin Williams?
Yes, I did. And
you remember what kind of trouble monkeys made?
I have a long history of not caring much for evil monkeys that date back all the way to the Wizard of Oz and the flying monkeys.
See? Right? And they had the extra added undesirable feature of flying, which made them all the more bad news. Yeah,
that would be bad to have monkeys falling from the sky. And these were big honking monkeys. These were not just, your
They were large. You could just about fit a midget inside one of those kind of costumes.
I have actually had a pet monkey.
Right.
And his brains were in fact eaten.
Really?
Yes, but not by me.
Colleen?
Not by any of my family.
No? The dog?
Well, the dog.
I should have known. The dog.
Yeah, the dog ate the monkey.
Now, it says on Wikipedia that the practice of eating monkey brains has led to overhunting in Indonesia, especially due to the unfounded belief that eating the monkey brains can cure impotence.
Well,
was your dog impotent?
I don't think so.
Did you find any literature down there that, dealing with impotence in a canine's life laying around? No,
I saw nothing.
Are you aware that Indonesia is littered with apparently millions of impotent people that are seeking a cure and will do anything, including eating a monkey's brains, to overcome this problem?
Well, I wasn't aware until you brought that up, and actually, I bring into question some of your research. You are not the researcher for Loving, Caring, Sharing. That job rests with someone else.
Yeah, I know, but you're falling down on the job, sir, so I'm trying to help you out.
Again, your research is probably...
It's Wikipedia. It's always misinformation on Wikipedia. But it was available and it sounded good.
Well, I understand. But see, Wikipedia really is not a good source because it is... anyone can add to information that's on Wikipedia rather than it coming from an academic source or a source that might in fact know what they're talking about. Anyone, even Mark Mercer, can add to something on a Wikipedia entry, and we all know that would highly invalidate any information that might be there if Mark Mercer added to it.
Got a point there. Now, it says here also that it is not only humans who eat the brains of monkeys. 2 species of chimpanzees are known to eat the brains of monkeys, which provide fat in their diet. Now, I find a problem with that statement.
Okay.
Are brains made of fat? Is there fat in the brains?
Well, it would appear that is the case.
Is that where the term fathead comes from?
It may very well be where the term that I've heard referred to you on many occasions
fathead
comes from.
Right.
That may in fact, that may in fact be the genesis of that term.
Right. Huh. Now, I remember chilled monkey brains being served as dessert on the scene of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Remember that?
Yes, I do remember that.
What do you think would be the advantage of having them chilled versus fresh?
Well, I don't know.
Well, you're a man of a refined palate.
Perhaps the consistency of the monkey brains would change after they've been chilled.
Yeah. Creating more of a a less gel-like and more of a meatloaf-like texture.
Yes, and you know that here in the South, people eat calves' brains and they eat squirrel brains, and they.
That's true. They're delicacy.
And is often the custom among Cajuns when they're eating crawfish, they suck the heads.
Right.
They refer to that as Cajun butter.
Right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yes,
Good
and
point.
I have had that.
Really?
Yes, and it's actually quite tasty.
Now, if they wheeled, if you went back, where was that again in Africa?
Zambia.
Zambia. So if you went to Zambia.
Not Zambia, Zambia.
Zambia. If you went to Zambia and land of zombies, and they brought out your dessert, and you looked down and said, "Oh, here we go again." But this time, instead of the monkey, it was Mark Mercer.
Well,
Would you think, and a fresh bottle of gourmet chocolate sauce?
Yeah, here's the problem with that.
Yeah.
If they brought out Mark Mercer's brain, there wouldn't be anything to eat. I mean, it would be the size of a pea, probably.
I see.
It would be quite shriveled. It would probably taste bad.
Oh, why would it taste bad? Maybe there's more flavor in smaller amounts.
I'm guessing that because
of the
Mr.
damage
Mercer,
done?
Yes, the damage from all of the abuse.
Irreparable. Yeah.
And the repeated times that Mark's mother dropped him on his head.
Excuse me. Through.
That's right. Through you on your head.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that there would be a significant amount of scar tissue.
Right.
And again,
that could add to chewiness.
Again, I think that little tiny monkey probably had much more gray matter than Mark G. Mercer would have.
Uh-huh.
That's just what I'm guessing.
Okay.
But I think that science would bear me out on that. I think that any doctor that had examined you would concur with my findings and would say, it just wouldn't even be worth the trouble to prepare a Mark Mercer brain.
So let me get this straight. So if they wheeled me out in a cart and stuck my head through the table, and you looked at my sad puppy dog eyes, and they bludgeoned my skull open, and you were able to see inside, and it was a full brain of brightly colored, delicious-looking brains, would you accuse them of false advertising or something, that they're actually...
No, I would know right on the spot that they had brought in a look-alike Mark Mercer.
Oh, okay.
I would know. So in that regard, it would be false advertising. I would say, you said this was Mark Mercer, and we all know.
That would conclude your business with them? You'd walk out?
It would immediately conclude my business. I would be very upset. Mm-hmm. I would...
refuse to pay?
I probably would refuse to pay.
Mm-hmm.
I would contact the Better Business Bureau and accuse them of fraud.
Well, wait a minute. The Better Business Bureau of Zambia?
Of Zambia.
Right, Zambia.
Yes, not Zambia. You're thinking of Zombieland, and
yes,
that's not this place.
That's right. Sorry.
That's Zambia.
Yeah, gotcha.
Woody Harrelson, to my knowledge, has not been there.
Gotcha.
So you need to make sure you get the facts straight.
Right.
Before you...
well, that's why I have you.
Yeah, that is true.
Yes.
That's why I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
And, thank God that I am here to help you with things like this.
Well, really, thank God. Now, this was a long time ago for you.
Yes,
yes. This attempt at a refined dessert for you, which you snubbed. And
actually, I didn't even know what it was when they told me what they were bringing. But my thought was they said it was something like with chocolate sauce.
Okay.
I didn't understand what they said, and being just a young teenager, I didn't know that I should say, wait a minute.